From a distance, this might seem like yet another primary school in one of the upcountry areas in Kenya. But the walls of these humble classrooms at the heart of Ongata Rongai town in Kajiado County hold the noble narrations of the many lives that are transformed in them. Stories of children who refuse to bend to the struggles and hardships in their backgrounds, all in the pursuit of an education. Meet Josephine Nyakundi. With a gait so jolly and eyes full of hope, she is one of those who testify to being positively molded by these very establishments. Recently, the 13-year-old received news that she had been awarded a scholarship at the Rabun School in the United States of America, a 4-year scholarship that is worth $50,000 or 20 million Kenyan shillings every year.
They were looking at someone who was participating in class, who was like active in extracurricular activities, someone who was outstanding in the class and was interactive with a lot of people. Then there was this test we took. It is called ISSE. It's from Form 1 to Form 4, and if you are joining Form 1, you're expected to get 25% of the questions, and luckily I got 50% of the questions. And after we did KCPE, it was on prize giving day. That's when I was able to the manager informed even the parents and all of my classmates that I'll be going to the US. I was so happy. Many people had imagined to got this scholarship and go and study in the US, but I was the one who was chosen. So I was so happy I could not even express it. I did not have the words to speak. Actually, the whole day when I was told the news, and I just kept thinking, and even I could not even concentrate in class because me going to the US, I didn't just believe it.
This is by all standards a rare occurrence for any of the more than 937,000 candidates who sat the Kenya Primary School examination in 2015.
When my big sister came back from school, we just broke the news to her, and she was still carrying her bag from the stage, and she was so happy. She even dropped her bag and hugged me. She was so happy for me.
Josephine's mother, who relies on casual jobs, could not hide her joy when she received the news.
Nilikuwa pahali nafulia mtu nguo. Nikaona simu inaingia. Nikienda kuchukua hiyo simu, nikaona hiyo simu imekuja na code. Kuchukua nikapata ni mzungu fulani anaongea. Akaniuliza, wewe ndio mama yake Josephine? Nikasema ndio. Akaniambia sasa kulingana venye tumeangalia watoto, Josephine amefaulu na yeye ndiye amechukuliwa, sasa yeye ndiye ataenda kusoma Amerika. Nikasema wow, umesema ukweli ama ni uongo? Akaniambia ni hivyo mama, na kuambia. Nikasema gai, sikutarajia kama mtoto wangu anaweza fikia pahali amefikia.
She says never did she imagine that any of her 3 children would be headed to a first world country for secondary education. In 2015, a study by the Institute of Security Studies ranked Kenya 6th among top 10 countries in sub-Saharan Africa with large populations living in extreme poverty. As a result, many parents struggle to take their children through secondary school. It therefore goes without saying, studying abroad is a dream only the extremely affluent in society can afford.
Wakati nilisikia ataenda, nilishukuru Mungu sana. Juu nimekaa maisha ya kuteseka na watoto, mara chakula inakosekana. Mtoto anashinda akiniambia, "Mama, acha nisome, siku moja nitawasaidia."
Josephine's teacher, Elizabeth Wangari, has nothing but praise for her former student.
I've known Josephine for 3 years. She was selected the head girl when she was in class 7, and she has served the school for 3 years. She's a hardworking girl, caring girl, who will not only look out for her class. No, there are those who will be biased only in their class when it comes to leadership, but she also considered the small kids from baby class, and she worked for all. When they were in class 7, end of term, prize giving day, we had some forms from Bridge headquarters that said that any people who will be an outstanding people in class 8 will get a scholarship to US. So all my kids were really working hard towards that scholarship.
In January 2003, the NAC government, then headed by President Mwai Kibaki, abolished all fees in state primary schools. The move came about in an effort to encourage underprivileged parents to send their children to school as part of the achievement of the Millennium Development Goals to end extreme poverty across the world by 2015. But while the program succeeded, increasing the number of pupils brought about challenges, including congested classrooms, limited physical facilities, and shortage of qualified teachers, just to name but a few. This is the gap that the founders of Bridge International Academies aspire to fill.
Bridge International Academies is a Kenyan educational company that was started with the intention to empower communities to have access to a world-class education. We recognize that when children go to school, they don't just want to go to school and learn, they also want to develop their talents and be involved in activities that will make them have fun at school.
Today, the Academy has 405 schools distributed in 44 out of the 47 counties in Kenya. It has further spread its wings to 2 other African nations, Nigeria and Uganda.
As I said, our goal is so simple. We want to reach as many children as possible to empower them to have this great education so that they can become better in the future. So currently we have a vision of reaching 10 million children across a dozen of countries by 2025. We try as much as possible to get involved in the communities that we are in. As I said, we are a school for the community, and we are in the different locations we are so that we can empower those communities. We have in place different scholarship programs for children who really need to have access to our great quality education, because as you said, we recognize in as much as our education is affordable, sometimes there are children who are very bright but still don't have access to it. So we've set mechanisms in place to have scholarships, and we are continuing to work with different organizations so that we can facilitate more and more scholarships to make this education available to as many children as possible.
How you support the kids in class, not only by teaching them, but also the piece of the advices that you give them to mold them to become better citizens. It's the best thing that you can ever do.
Josephine's mother has a total of 3 children. She is full of hope that this opportunity is indeed her family's silver lining, a light at the end of the tunnel, and a sign of better things to come.
Nadhani Josephine akienda huko na Mungu ambariki, asome, afike mpaka university, nadhani maisha yake itakuwa mzuri. Hata kwetu sisi itakuwa mzuri. Juu hata sisi hatujaingia hiyo ndege, pengine atatufanya hata sisi tuingie hiyo ndege. Mtoto ni mtoto. Hakuna uchagua tu mtoto ni msichana, ati hata nikimpeleka shule hata soma, ataacha pesa zangu ziharibikie huko. Hapana, peleka mtoto shule, ule mtoto ataenda huko yeye ajue ni nini ilimpeleka huko na ni maisha yake anajitengenezea. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wazazi, mtoto ni mtoto, mpeleke shule. Kuna ule mwenye atakuja kuinua akufikishe pahali ungeweza kufika.
Asked who exactly she attributes her success to, the 13-year-old is quick to answer.
First and foremost, I would like to really thank my teachers. They've always been there for me. They've helped me in my tough moments. At points even when my parents used to lack school fees, they would even talk to the academy manager and would let me just stay in class. Apart from my teachers, I would also like to thank my parents. You see, they've been there. They never even took time to rest for a minute because they work day and night to provide me with my basic needs. They never got tired of paying my school fees. One of the most and biggest of my future aspirations is of becoming a neurosurgeon. You see, I want to become a neurosurgeon because I want to help people. So I know with a good education from US, I'll come back here to Kenya and I'll be one of the best neurosurgeons in the country.
Josephine's story is bound to motivate many. It's a story of resilience, determination, and passion. It is proof that hard work indeed pays. Reporting for KTS, I am Angeline Kado.